Cheers, guys. Right, go on then.
Yeah, we just checked the injury situation first of all. Obviously, Jordan Henderson, Dejan Lovren, and Will Gomez and Matip are out as well in terms of when they might be available.
Joel trained yesterday first time with the team, which is already is really good. But we have to see. We have to decide it day by day how he's doing. Not 100% sure. He feels good. That's good for us, of course. Hando will train today. First time. We will see what that means then exactly. Adam out. Who are you asking for?
Dejan.
Out. Yeah, and the Joe, of course, out. So it's all are improving. Obviously, that's clear. But yeah, it will be. A few of them will be. I don't know if they are available, and for a few I know they are not available. So that's the situation. Yeah, that's all.
Obviously, with your record in the Premier League this season, you've got 4-point advantage at the top. For a team with your record, that's the biggest advantage to have. Sorry, that's the smallest advantage that a team has had at this stage. You have 54 points. What does that say about the job that your team's done so far and the task facing you in this title race running?
But I think it says that statistics from the past have no relevance in the present. That's how it is, because it's always different. That's what we always said. So it's we don't think about the season before or 20 years ago or whatever. So that's our season. We have so far. It's really good. That's what we said as well. And now we have to carry on. It's not important what happened. So far, it's only important as a basis. Again, I cannot change that, and we have to use it. That's what we try to do, and that's all. 2 weeks ago, I think it was like everybody was so excited about the distance between and stuff like that, and we all are really in the job. No, that's just one information of 2,000. It's not more. So, but we had now 2 games which we lost. That's not nice, but it's not a real problem, because these games are gone as well. So now we have to prepare, and that's what we already did, of course. Brighton, going there and trying our best again. That's all. We only talk here pretty much about the points and the distance and all that stuff. We never do that during the week, because it's just not relevant. We have only to train as good as possible with as many players as possible. They are fit, and then we have to play the next game. That's it.
Chris Hughton says your title favourites, by the way, but wouldn't put money on it.
Yeah. Thanks. I know.
He also says, by the way, that Virgil van Dijk's performances put him on a par with the best centre-backs in Premier League history. Do you put him at that level now, or is it a case of having to do it over a longer period, maybe winning trophies as well?
Look, I think much more positive about my players than I talk to you about them. So, because it's the only problem what we have is if I follow your path with these praising things, then we create headlines that they don't make sense, and that Virg, at the end, if Virg looks back on his career in, hopefully, I don't know, he's a centre-half, so he can play maybe at 39 or so. There's a lot to come, and if he looks then back, and everybody's saying, or everybody's looking back on his career, everybody can say he was the best centre-half in Premier League history, then he did a lot of good things during his career. He has outstanding potential. He's a fantastic person. He's physically strong, has all the technical things you need as a centre-half, and so many things were already good, and many things he can still improve. So that's the situation, and I don't have to judge him now and compare him with other players in the past. Especially for us, he's very important. Most importantly, is he's fit. So far and constantly, that helped a lot. It helped him a lot as well, by the way, because he could get rhythm and stay on track and all that stuff. So it's all good. But yeah, that Chris likes him, I can imagine. I like him as well. I really like him as a player, as a person. He's a good boy.
And in terms of players of the future, we saw a number of the young ones coming into the FA Cup match at least. So what do they have to do between now and the future to keep
improve? every day. That's how it is, what the boys have to do. It's using their potential. They are in because the potential is fantastic. That's because it's not easy to be. We have a lot of young players and they're all good. We won the indoor tournament in Germany with the U18s, and it was not really U18s, it was the youngest team in the whole tournament. So that just shows there's the next generation is already waiting, and that's good. That's good. But it's not easy then to show up and be in that group, be here at Melbourne in the dressing room and being around. So, but if you do that, that shows that you did a lot of things right already, and now you have to use the training with these world-class players around you, and yeah, stay confident, be humble, stay on the ground, but be showing up and all that stuff. That's what young boys have to do, and we give them the best we have, and give them on top time to develop, and then everything will be fine in the future.
And in terms of your senior players who may or may not have to play out of maybe not their necessarily natural position this weekend, I'm thinking particularly perhaps at defence, how does that work? Do you have to sit down with them and go through videos, or particularly do some of the training? Do they need to learn new things themselves?
Oh, if you speak now about Fabinho, if he has to play as a centre half, for example, but he's not sure at the moment. But if then he played it before, it's not that he has to. But of course, it's always we do that rather on training pitch. It's with a lot of information you have, and I have them. Obviously, you can complicate things. That's and what we want is that the natural understanding of the game, because it's still only football, and if you are a holding six or a centre half, with the ball it's easier. Without the ball it's different, because you don't have a line behind you and all that stuff. So, but that's pretty much the two most important things. Yeah? So you use the one and be prepared for the other, and then everything will be fine. And you have help from players around. That's always like it is. One player usually can't decide a game up front, which happens from time to time. But in defense, you always need the boys around you. And so yeah, we speak a lot during the week, but we try to make it not more complicated than it is.
Juliet.
A couple if I may. How much of a help is it now, Jurgen, for the immediate future? You've basically got one in a week, so without the distractions of the competition in what you want to achieve this season and maybe beyond.
Oh, if you have the full squad together, it's massive. It's really good. It's really good. That's my preferred rhythm, to be honest. It just doesn't work because especially if you play international in each league in the world, then you have a lot of games in between the week, or in midweek if you want. But it's our situation. It's not that we decided to go out of the Carabao Cup ourselves, or decided to go out of the FA Cup ourselves. Thought it's not important. That's not how it is. We got Chelsea here at home, which was probably, well, I said before, for Chelsea and us the most difficult game. It was pretty tight, that game. We could have won it, but we lost it. And now it was the situation, and we had to make changes after the most intense month of the year with December, and we couldn't really, because of the intensity of the game. If we would have played, I don't know, and with all respect, a League Two team or whatever, then probably the offensive line could have played, because the intensity is different. Then you have the ball most of the time, you can play and all that stuff. Here against Wolves, it was clear they make with their style of play, they make the pitch unbelievable big. So they play diagonal balls about over 60 meters or stuff like that, and so you have to run. You cannot have the ball all the time. That means you have to understand the expected intensity of the game, and then you have to make a lineup, and that's what we did, with a few injury problems on top, because a lot of players couldn't have played even, and that's the situation. So we lost there. That's all. I would love to be still in these competitions, but we are not in, and so now we have to make the best of the time we have now. That's how it is. But I know. That told me that Pep said already he prefers to be in 4 competitions. Yeah, I would prefer the same, but we are not in, so we have to make the best with the time we have now, and yeah, get as many points as possible.
Okay, and just a quick one with Dane. You talked about him being. How long is he out for?
Don't know.
Serious? games, or?
Yes, otherwise he could play, but it's not that serious. So it's a muscle thing, obviously, and I would expect him back in after. Yeah, maybe after Crystal Palace. I'm not sure. So, but we have to see.
Okay, just to round up the broadcasting. Is there anything just another person in mind for the radio?
Jurgen, Brighton at the Amex has been a tricky fixture for a lot of the big teams. So what do you think about the game tomorrow and the job that Chris is doing there?
Oh, Chris is outstanding. It's unbelievable. I don't know exactly when and where he started with Brighton, but is it right that when Chris came there, they were fighting for championship? Yeah. Staying in the championship, right? Yeah. So that says first and foremost all about the improvement of Brighton, what Brighton did under him. That's pretty special. People forget sometimes things like that. And now it's really, apart from the top 6 places, it's just a tough one to go, because the kind of defending they do and the style of play they have, if they have the ball, makes them special. So, and it's really difficult in this Premier League to have the position they are in with not massive money to invest, and they do it really smart. They do it really smart, and have with Duncan Duffy, outstanding centre half pair, and Balogun, I know from Germany, is a fantastic boy to step in if he's needed. Fullbacks, they're always really smart in bringing boys in from wherever, and then midfield, I think Prepper is playing his best season since he's in England. It's really good. It's like now full of confidence. And together with Stevens, anyway, it's a good pairing. And having Gross around them, playing in midfield or a bit higher, that's just then bringing then they are really creative. And Murray or Andone are brilliant strikers. And then you have on the wing, you have March, Knockout or Locadia, different players, but again, speed and technical abilities. So it's just a good team. And usually in goal, the guy, I didn't know him before I came to England, but Mitch Langerick was my goalkeeper, or my second goalkeeper at Dortmund. I always thought it's possible that Australia have a better goalkeeper than him. Yes, obviously, because he's fantastic on the line. So that's just it's a really good team. So like a bit in the shadow of all the other teams, you think, oh, all right, you could have had this player as well. So doing a brilliant job there. I really like that. But still, we want to go there and want to show that we are a good team as well, and have to make life as difficult as possible for them and try everything to win that game.
Yeah, but we're in sort of uncharted territory when you look at the Premier League at the moment. The points total for yourselves, Manchester City, Tottenham, even though everybody's had a slip up over the Christmas period. What sort of new challenges does that bring for the remainder of the campaign for you and your squad?
The normal challenges. It's now we go for the big stakes. That's how it is. Always you prepare bases, but then of course you cannot. Well, the lesser games you have, the better it is. You have already all your points, the points you need. So that's how it is. So because then of course you play each other or not, and all that stuff. But that's normal. It's every year the same. It's like when we last year fought for the Champions League. Everything was fine, and then obviously Chelsea found their feet back, if you want, and it was really difficult at the end. So we had to fight. That's how it is. So you think, yeah, that's the situation. But nothing on top of that. It's just the normal thing. As long as you can stay completely focused, completely with yourself, and be concentrated on what you have real influence on, the better it is. And so that's what we tried to do. And so far it was pretty easy for us to stay focused. And that's what we have to show and will show again. But that doesn't mean that there's no game in the Premier League where you can go and think, like count the 3 points before you play the game. That's just the Premier League. So I like that. That's good. But yeah, hopefully in a moment it should be okay, lineup wise. But we have already problems. That's how it is. And I saw the semi-final, Chelsea Tottenham. I saw both benches were full. with players I know. That means there are not a lot of kids around or whatever, so they have a full squad. Lucky them. That's how it is. But and we have to make sure that we prepare ourselves as good as possible for this last part of the season. It's not started yet, but there will be for sure end of February. It will be there. We're still creating bases day by day, and the best way to do that is to get points. That's it.
The crazy December period is over now, and you were able to rest a lot of your senior players on Monday night for the FA Cup tie. What sort of benefits are you hoping for, and can you expect to see now that you've had a longer period than for weeks and weeks and weeks to sort of prepare for the next league game?
Oh, it's just that's why I said why we had to make changes for the Wolves game. So the players we didn't line up in that game were either a little bit injured or played all 9 games in December. So on plus the City game in the beginning of January. So that's the thing. You played pretty much 10 games in a pretty short period. So bring them then again in that moment is how you saw with Dejan, who played these games as well. Pretty much all of them is a risk. It's a proper risk, and we judge that it's difficult. We have to try it differently. And that's now the situation. Now we have not a massive squad at the moment in training, so they are not out for long. That's why probably the question will come: what about centre halves, blah blah blah, stuff like that. It's not cool in this moment, but probably in 2 weeks it looks completely different, and I cannot make a decision for today, and then in 2 weeks I created a problem with my decision of today. So that's it. But no, we are fine. We are fine. It's always a season is always like this. Who deals the best with his problems has the most success. So, and we had problems in the past and deal very well with it, and now we have a few more different problems, and we tend to deal well with that as well. And then let's play football, nothing else really. Be using the quality and especially the potential of the boys in the best way we can. Use them in the right moment. Train on all the things, on all important things like different systems. It's possible if you have a normal week, you can train. That's how it is. Hopefully we don't have a lot of normal weeks because we want to stay in the Champions League as long as possible. But we don't know that in this moment. And let's use what we have and make the best of it.
Okay, go from left to right, David. No, Glenn, anything from you? No, I think that concludes it. Anyone on this side who's agency? No, good. See you later. Oh, yes, oh, Carl, I'm so outrageous. Okay. Sorry.
No, he thought you were there. You mix it up a bit too much. I thought it's something private, personal. Not with me, with him. Yeah. Now you're under pressure. You better have a good question now.
Yeah, unfortunately not. I never have a question. I know you didn't want to.
I know.
But
no, sorry.
How much of an advantage do you think you have now over your rivals, especially over the next 5 weeks before the Champions League kicks in?
Look, there's no advantage. We will see it. We will see it. I don't know. It's like if you have all your players available, it's brilliant that you can play them always. It's good. It's really good. So make little changes, and usually centre halves you don't have to change too often because we could play pretty much a whole season and whatever. So and then you mix it here a little bit there, like we did in the first part of the season. It was brilliant. So we could make changes and everything, and that's not different. When it came through December without injuries and everything is fine. Unfortunately, we didn't come through 100%, but. It's quite special. I think if you want to put bet on having 3 centre halves injured in the same moment, you could win a lot of money. So for that, because it just usually doesn't happen, but here it happened. Was a bit bad luck. So and that makes it quite a bit tricky. But that's all. And now we have to use our situation. We should compare it now with other situations. If we would be in another. Situation with more games now in the next. What is it? When starts the Champions League in February? So it's not even a month, and then we talk again completely different. So it's just the situation. And other teams played games had here more games than we now they have. Obviously, they are still in a competition, but they can deal with it. You can see it. So we could deal with it as well with the right number of players. That's how it is. But that's all. There's no advantage or whatever. We have to use the time. You can do a lot of wrong things when you have a week to train. So that's possible. So we have to use the time, and how is that? Really be week in and week out in the best shape we can be. Understand the situation right, understand the job right, understand the challenge right, and go for it. That's our job, nothing else.
Just final then. Earlier this month there was some talk about Rafa Camacho possibly going out on loan with him, and now having been made his debut for you. Is that still a possibility, or would you like to keep him?
No, Rafa will not leave. That's an answer.
Apologies. Myself admonished. Bye-bye.